Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official first video that I have ever posted on the Gotham 2 YouTube channel. This will be my official second channel, technically like fifth, but second. And on this channel, I will post things that do not go on my main. So if I live stream a collab, which is what this video is, if I live stream a chess collab on Twitch, then I will post excerpts of it here. If I commentate Frank chess matches, I will post that here. If you just want me to talk about general chess improvement, like if you have any questions about general chess improvement, I will sit here and talk about it, and that will be the content, okay? This is just another channel where I will share things that won't go on my main. In this video, I will be sharing an excerpt from a lesson that I did live streamed on Twitch with Sapnap, very popular streamer, cool guy as well. Cool guy will go first. Cool streamer will be, a good streamer will be his second title. And I teach him the Carl Khan in this video. And if you want me to cover any sort of chess content in the future on this channel, let me know, because this is the first video that I'm uploading. So cool, enjoy. Today I'm gonna teach you the Carl Khan. Okay. I'm sure you've heard about the Carl Khan.
Manyth of times.
Yes.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name Carl Khan. I don't know what the moves are, but I've heard the name.
It's very easy because I can teach it to you in 10 minutes, and then you can like just go play a bunch of games. I think you're good enough that if you go play 20 games, you'll kind of learn the patterns a little bit, and then you don't have to constantly study the opening and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So the first move is pawn to c6. So play it.
Does it matter what they play?
No, it does. It'll be against e4. I'm going to give you something else for queen's pawn.
Okay, I can't move the pawn.
That's annoying. Give me a second. Give full control.
Okay.
Now you can move the pawn, right?
Yeah, I just moved it.
Okay. What is the point of this move? Like, what are you trying to do?
Is it to push to d5?
Yep. So you don't care what white's second move is. Like, you're gonna go d5 if white goes here. If white goes here, it really doesn't make any difference. Mm-hmm. And now this is a super easy situation because this is a thing, right? So what can white do with this pawn?
They can either push it or take. Or
they can push, take, or they can like leave it. They can like defend it, mm-hmm. which is normal.
I feel like most of the time they'll take though.
Yeah, so this is the most popular. This is the second most popular, and then defending it is third. So taking is the easiest. So what would you do here? Would you take with the pawn or the queen?
Honestly, recently probably with the queen because I'm an idiot. But I think if I was being smart, I would take with if I was playing at someone for like money, I would take with the pawn.
If we're playing like 1400 blitz, yeah. So take with the pawn. Yeah. Take with the pawn, and then basically what? Oh my God, sorry. Where were we here? Now develop your. I want to see how you're gonna get these four pieces out. So I'm just gonna develop.
Okay. I don't know which one I would move out. I guess I would just do this one because it defends the pawn. But my pawn's already defended, so it doesn't really matter too much. But
yeah, it's tough to figure out. But I'm glad you just didn't like rush with the bishop. I'm gonna go here.
I'd probably do this.
Yep. I go here.
I mean, this is just me because I like to do stuff like this. I would just pin the knight.
That's probably the best move. Exactly. If you wanted to go here, that's also fine. But yeah, bishop g4 is fine. Now finish your development. Yep. What would you do if I attacked you? Would you go back or would you take?
I'd probably just take.
Yeah, so taking in this case is probably fine. But I would say like 7 times out of 10, you don't want to trade a bishop for a knight unless you can like explain to me the benefit. That's just the way you're going to get to 1400. Like if you're just like, oh, I'm taking to take, it's not a good reason. But if you're like, oh, I'm taking because after that, you know, the knight doesn't guard this and then I can like take, like maybe.
Yeah.
But in this case, since you don't have a good enough reason, I would just say 70% of the time, it's better to just keep bishops on rather than take a knight. If it's bishop for bishop, it's a different story. So that's like, these are like little nuggets of information that you add up in your head, and then that's like how you get to 1400, because you're gonna get to 6 situations and your brain already knows the answer. Like, you don't need to think, you know? So you could go here or here. This is probably better. And now let's say I castle.
I'd probably bring this out here.
Yup.
See, I'm annoying, and I like this move.
Because you want to do what?
I want to move my bishop onto h2. Yeah, I don't know why. It doesn't really do anything. I just like it. It just looks dangerous. But it is putting my queen and the bishop on the same file, which is good.
Yeah, if this was like inversed, so if this would, like if the queen was first, you actually have a very serious threat, because you're threatening to take, and then, by the way, see, you would say, if the queen was here, you would say, oh, I'm taking so I can checkmate, if that was a queen.
Yeah.
But in this case, yeah, so here's, okay, one little nugget of info, right, which is, if you don't have a good enough reason, don't trade a bishop for knight. Second thing, so we're gonna try to stay away. Like, I'm teaching you the way I would just like teach anybody that wants to get to 1400. Basically, I know we're like creators, so we're supposed to like you know, be goofy or whatever. But at the same time, I would say you want to stay away from verbal justification of a move. So what I mean by that is, if you can say, I'm gonna go here and show me exactly the idea on the board, right? Like, I'm attacking this pawn, then it's a good move. However, if you say, oh, I just like to be annoying, that's never like, that'll never work. Or you know, oh, I like to do this a lot, but it happens all the time. Like, people say stuff like that all the time. They like certain patterns. One more thing. We're gonna start getting really, really good at this. How can your opponent attack you in this position?
Knight to b5, attacking my queen.
Yeah, and then it's not a fork, because what would you play if this happened? If, like, where would you move your queen?
I would move my queen to d7.
Yes. Any of these three moves defend the bishop, right? That's what you were trying to do. Exactly. So, like, this is how I know that I didn't have to say anything. You were just like, okay, I just have to, like, you know, your brain works for chess. Like, it's you just have to add some, you know, some more info and you'll be fine. And by the way, like, even if this pawn had been there and you were setting this up, like bishop takes, this move just stops everything, right? So if you did want to do this, this could be a better option. But also, yeah, you're gonna have to realize, like, sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's fine. You can't force it. So
I guess I just castle. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, castling is fine here. And then you finish your development. By the way, this takes us all the way back to which type of Caro-Kann was this? So this was an exchange Caro-Kann. So your opponent just took, like, easy. So now anytime they take this pawn, with this pawn, you know, okay, I'm playing exchange, so I gotta go here, here, develop, blah, 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 blah. And then once you play the opening right 10 or 15 times, that's when we start doing the middle games. So we say, okay, when you play a Caro-Kann exchange variation, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, that's how you build behind that. It's like, I don't know, do you like or play any sports?
Basketball.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm trash at ball, but I really like it. You can't break down a man-to-man like you can break down a zone. Like, you have to adjust to what's in front of you. So you can't play the same middle game all the time. So that's easy. This is the most difficult one, because what does this move do? Like, why is that move annoying?
You can't bring your knight out.
Exactly. So the way I like to play, this is called advance, right? Advance variation. So the way I like to play against this is I like to undermine white center. I like to attack white center. How do you do that? Do you like kind of
one?
Yeah, it's in one move.
In one move? C5.
Yes. Very nice. Play it. Yes. See, I didn't even have to say anything. So, like, I just said undermine the center. What's the point? I don't like what's the idea, right? Like, what the hell?
I'm assuming you, because the pawn's gonna be like under attack. You can just push the e pawn, and then it's under attack by the bishop, or
exactly. And
I guess
how
that's
would
what I would
you
do.
and how would you now attack this pawn too? Like you could do this, and how would you attack this one?
How do I attack the e-pawn?
Yeah.
With the knight.
Yep, which is exactly what you just enabled by playing the move c5. So this Caro, I really like this one, because I think it's really intuitive. Like, you just go here, and then, like, let's follow a very natural sequence of moves. So develop your knight, and then let's say I go here. So I'm going to leave it in your hands. What do you think the best move for black is here?
Okay, let me think. Is it this? This would be my
Yes, because if you had rushed with e6, you would have blocked your bishop in. And now you have some pressure here. Like you're like, this is always a threat. Yeah, you can wait with this, because there's actually like a really, really nasty trick. I'm just gonna show it to you. So play this move. And it looks like I can't take the knight, right?
Yeah.
But why is this possible? Because what happens after this?
Oh.
Like, why is this winning for white?
Trying to figure that out. Is it this check?
Yeah, you're completely screwed. you have no way to stop. You have to go here.
You have to sack the queen.
Yeah, you have to go here, and like, they win everything. I mean, they just literally take all your pieces. So you can't rush getting your pawn back, but what you can do is you can just like do this, and then you'll slowly win something back. This knight in the advanced Caro-Kann goes there. So boop, boop, and then you take. Okay. And super easy to play. Like, this is like, honestly, already we covered about 80% of what you're gonna face from this position.
Yeah.
The rest is like, okay, some people will defend this pawn, and generally they defend it with the knight. There's one more thing that we can learn later, which you're not gonna face a whole lot for now, but it's this, and here you would take. And then the way I like to play this position is I like to just offer a trade of knights right away. So play knight f6.
Yep.
Let's say I trade. Now you want to open up your position and develop more. So how would you open up your position and develop more? Which way would you take?
I like this one better. But
I have a feeling you're like a little deviant. You're like, I'm gonna like go attack.
Yeah, I like that one because I also feel like it helps you, because then you can go like e5 next move.
So that's actually a line. If you want, because it speaks to you, I'll let you play it. I really don't mind. But if you're gonna do that, you have to castle queenside, so this way you can like attack. So how would you develop if you took toward like that? Like, how would you finish your development here with these three pieces?
I would probably do something like this or f5.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after they move, I'd move the knight to like d7.
Like this, like this. Yep.
Queen and then castle.
Yep. Okay, I have a question. Is it worth taking here? Because I said you really shouldn't do that, right? Like, you should go back. Can you explain if that's a good move at this point, or if it's not, you shouldn't trade?
I feel like you shouldn't trade.
Okay, why?
In this one, because if I go back or whatever, and then if I take and then the queen takes, I feel like the queen's really activated, and it could potentially stop my king from castling long.
Everything that you just said is right, but you're missing one small thing for yourself.
I guess they're hanging a pawn.
Yeah, you could win a pawn, which is kind of nice. Now, you see how it still says white is better, or like equal? Yeah, so white has something called compensation. Like, you're up a pawn, but white has bishop pair, which is considered quite good because you don't have a light squared bishop. So they could do this, they can castle, but apparently that wasn't even a good move. So what does the computer think is white's best move here? Okay, it thinks this instead of that. I mean, okay. Like,
I don't know.
I think most people would play here, and apparently, like, that's a mistake. But in this case, yeah, it's actually not bad to take, of course. And the alternative is your opponent could do this, which obviously is really terrible. Why is this so bad? It's like
can't castle kingside.
Yeah, can't castle. I mean, it's like
that's the same thing we just did.
Yeah, but this is actually worse than this. Why?
Because they don't have a pawn to push to e4.
Yeah, it's not even it's like this is doubled isolated pawn. Like doubled pawn is fine, but doubled pawn is really bad if it has no neighbors. Like it's just a sitting duck. Like you're gonna get both. Exactly. So yeah, listen, what you said, pawn, like taking with the G pawn, it's not bad. Both of these are playable. This is taking with the E pawn is 3 times as popular. That doesn't mean it's better. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people base their play, like you play League of Legends a bit, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of, like, imagine like a friend of yours wouldn't run a character because, you know, like some professional team doesn't run that. It's the stupidest thing ever, but
yeah,
in chess, a lot of people, they don't play, like they will say, I'm not going to play this because no good players are playing this in tournaments, but that's not,
but you're
that's
not
stupid.
That player, you're not
you're
that good.
You're like 1100, like shut up. Like, so if you have success with this, play it. Like if you understand it and it's fun, play it. And there you go. You just learn how to play the Caro-Kann in like 25 minutes. Like, that's it. Now, every time they play e4, you play this. And the way you learn and get better at something is, let's say you boot up a game right after, like, we do this, you get this. You know, they go here, and then you play here. And I'm like, yo, Sapnap, you blocked in your bishop. You're like, I won't do that next time. Like,
yeah.
And then, you know, you get a game. It's like all good. And in the advanced Caro-Kann, you know, you want to go for this pawn. So you go for that pawn by bringing your queen and your knight to f5. And let's say you have a game where, you know, you forget to take and you do like this. And I'm like, yo, dude, you had a free pawn. Like every game you improve a little bit. So every game you get a little bit better. And like, I think when I play Caro-Kann, even against 2800s, I win like 60% of the time because I've played it for literally 15 years. So
yeah, you're like, you just know what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't have to think. Like, I've seen so much and I know so many patterns. So it's and it's still not boring, even though I've played it so long, because I don't know, like every game is different by move 10 or 15. Like you still have to play a bit differently. So that's like e4, that's king's pawn.